Okay, I tried to be straight since I was 29 years old. This is my coming out story part 2. We're going to add some lip gloss to this, and I did turn my car air conditioner on because I live in Louisiana and I'm baking, okay? So you're going to have to excuse the little rumble of the AC. Okay, so back to the story. Recap, have been battling my sexuality, reckoning with it since I was 5 years old. I have a fling with an older woman who's literally like 25, 26 years older than me at the time. Then I end up going to this restaurant with my then boyfriend, and it's 6 feet apart times in the world, and this woman comes to tap on my shoulder, the audacity to tap on my shoulder during a 6 feet apart rule time, and is like, excuse me, can I sit here? And I ignore her because I'm thinking like, no. But she taps me again, and I'm thinking I'm about to turn around and tell her, ma'am, please sit over 6 feet away from me. That's very rude. We're actually immune compromised. That's what I was thinking I was going to do. But I turn around, she's tapping on my shoulder, and I'm like, oh, yes, you can sit here. When I say I was just like flabbergasted by her beauty, like to this day, she still looks very close to me. When I see this woman walking the street, she probably will see this. You know how pretty you are? Jesus Christ. She at the time was 53, I was 29. Now keep in mind, she's not gay. She just was me like realizing that I could not continue to be with a man. Gorgeous woman, long blonde Barbie hair, just like so femme, which now I'm like, I'm all about all the colors of the rainbow. I love femmes, I love masks, whatever. This woman. Okay, so I look at her, we start talking, we have the most beautiful conversation, and I remember thinking I just love the feeling of talking to her, and I had an attraction to her, like just from the communication that we had, the things she was passionate about, what I was passionate about. It was like, oh my God. And I remember me and my ex-boyfriend leaving that night, holding hands to walk across the street back to our car, and me turning to him and saying, remember how I told you that I was bi when we met, and you know, I've been having these thoughts, and I can't keep this in anymore. Like I can't keep this in anymore. So at that point you would think he'd be like upset. He was not. He was like, I want to marry you. Now that is an immense amount of pressure. Like I'm like sitting there like weight of the world on me. He's like, I actually have already been talking to your mom about diamonds. I want to marry you. I'm looking for a ring. But before I do this, I want to make sure that you are confident in like us getting married. Of course, because like who wants to get a divorce? So he understands. He's like, go figure it out. But not like in a, oh, hook up with girls in front of me swinging kind of way, which is what I assume people thought. It was like a, hey, can you go figure this out? So I then become a very shitty girlfriend after being an excellent girlfriend for years who worked for the man. And I, every night in bed next to him while he's well aware, am like scouring dating apps, okay? Which is so funny because now I literally created a dating platform for monogamous women. Like that's my career now because I'm tired of women pretty much like me who are experimenting with their sexuality and who still wanted to be with a man but also be with a woman. Nothing wrong with that. Like it's just not my lifestyle and like not my preference, and I found a lot of lesbians don't like that, so I started a monogamous dating platform, Queer Country Club. So yeah, aside from the point, I was that girl who was like trying to figure it out because I had never fully slept with a woman. Like in college while I was drunk, I had like made out with a girl and all that, but like it was not like the full deal. I needed to know that I like to go swimming, okay? And I didn't think that I could possibly like that, but I knew that just talking to a woman, I got these butterflies that I never got with a man. That is a lot to consider. So anyway, I am on apps and I am like, oh my God, like I'm never gonna meet anyone. So one day I'm on TikTok and I do post a video. This woman responds. She lives in California, and we end up getting to know each other and talking for hours a day over FaceTime, really getting to know each other. My boyfriend at the time completely supported it. He's like, figure this out. I go to, long story short, like you can see so much more in my highlights on this page, my coming out story, but like it goes so in depth. She ended up breaking my heart as first time girlfriends do, but I end up going meet her. The first time I have sleepy time with a woman, I know I've never enjoyed this with a man. I was enduring a bedtime moment with a man. I was not enjoying that in any way. And it was very, very clear. I remember coming up for air and her being like, you're not bi. You're a lesbian. And I just, it's like, yeah. Straight up. I never want to touch a man again. Not even a private part. I'm talking, I don't want to even touch the chest of a man, the shoulder of a man. It is hard. I love the softness of a woman's body. I love the way a woman's brain thinks. Like, I am just attracted to women's legs. Like, it's just such a different experience. I know this is true for me. It is undeniable in that moment. And at that point, I am up a creek without a paddle because I have depended on him financially for a long time. I really wasn't able to save a lot of money during our relationship. I really depended on him for a lot. And I ended up leaving with hardly anything. I left the house we lived in. I left the car that we had. I left life as I knew it. And I felt so emotionally abandoned. There were a lot of people that I loved who we have great relationships now, but who were really upset with me for leaving him. And it crushed me. I felt like I had no one except my best friend, Elena. I moved. I was so scared of every penny I spent because I didn't have a lot saved. And I made it. I ended up blowing up my brand and building a coaching business for helping women with social media and really doing quite well with that. And then building a lesbian dating platform. It's a community style platform with a lot of virtual live events, and it's amazing. And I'm so happy that I ended up not just figuring out who I am later, but having the courage to come out. Because when you're so financially entangled with someone, it is the hardest thing to do. I did it once in a divorce, and then I did it again whenever I left to come out of the closet. And it is so freaking hard. But I want to encourage you out there, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't freaking know how I'm gonna make it. You will. You will. You might not have to know today. All you need to know is your big goal. Like, I have a vision of having a good life where I have enough. I'm supplied. I supply for myself. Me and God, we got this. What does that look like? And you don't have to know all the steps in between. You just got to know your very next step to get there. And that was how I came out. It was like, okay, what do I do? He went and told my parents, grandparents, community. It was really hard because I didn't get the chance to speak for myself on that. I totally get why he was hurt though. And I forgive him because he thought I was just going to find a woman and have like a side girlfriend. That was the plan. And which is so funny because now I literally am the creator of a monogamous lesbian dating platform. But that was the plan. Not a plan he wanted. That he was so monogamous. He was so committed to me. I feel bad that I put him through that. I feel bad that I put me through that. But that is what compulsive heteronormativity does. You feel unsafe to be yourself. So unsafe that you can't even think about who you are in your own head to process it till you're late in life. So if you are just coming to this, whether you are 25 and you didn't get to figure it out during puberty, or you are 55, it is never too late, and it's not your fault. You have been through life experiences and been through environments where it wasn't safe to even process your true feelings. How God made you. This is something I've known since I was really little, but I could never be honest with myself. It wasn't safe. So I just want to encourage you. I know it's National Coming Out Day. I know there are people who it's still not safe to come out, and my heart goes out to you. But if it is safe for you to come out and you just haven't done it yet because you're scared of what's next for you, all I can tell you is set yourself free. Everything's gonna work out. If you are your truest self, the world will open up for you. And that's it. That's my coming out story. If you want to know more, there's coming out highlights and like faith and queerness highlights, and you're not alone.